Hello, and thank you for coming by, Keeping Up with Queen Tulsa. I am your host, Queen Tulsa. Enjoy the show. I'm so excited you are here. Please like and subscribe. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for coming by the Queen Tulsa show. This is a celebration of life, and this is informing and giving acknowledgement to our sister that has went on to glory. However, her name will not be silenced, and we will say her name, Tatiana Labelle. Tatiana Labelle. Tatiana Labelle was murdered, you know, and she is our sister. She's a transgender woman. And hello, Universal T. Will Marie. Thank you so much for coming by. I had a great time at your spot last night. I really did. Yes, I did. All right, so you guys know how we do. We're going to lead out in prayer. Dear higher power, we're coming to you today and we're asking you for acknowledgement and we're asking you for peace and comfort over our sister Tatiana Labelle, who tragically lost her life. And Lord, we know that we don't have all the answers to what's going on, but we know that you do. And we just ask that you bring a peace and comfort to us and let justice be served. And we ask you to reach out to her family and put your arms around them because Tatiana was about love. And we just ask for you to continue to carry us through this day and cover us from the crown of our head to the soles of our feet and our goings and comings and give us the spirit of discernment. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So I'll read the article. Okay, it says a transgender woman was fatally beaten and placed in a dumpster. Her family reported a missing person a few days before. Tatiana Labelle, also known as TT, remains were found in an alley on March 18th in Chicago, Illinois. Her family had just reported her missing 5 days before she was found. According to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, TT died from multiple injuries due to assault. It is heartbreaking for someone to beat her to death and throw her in the trash like she was garbage, her sister Shamika Thomas told WLS TV. I loved my sister, whether she was transgender or not, and I would like for me and my family to have justice. Iggy Ladden, director of the Chicago Therapy Collective, says that there is enough community outrage for trans hate crimes. She says TT is the seventh trans murder this year, and the number is bound to increase without community support. Trans women in general, especially Black trans women, are treated as disposable in this society. And it is nauseating to think about what happened to TT. Layden said, Black women in general, certainly Black trans women, go missing, and there is not enough done. There is not enough police resources. There is not enough community response or political power weighing in. Police are still investigating the incident, but so far no arrests have been made. Keep the family in your prayers. This is mind boggling to me because this is one of my sisters, in my community. This is one of my sisters in my community, and we definitely have to stand up. We have to stand up. Tatiana Labelle's name will not be silenced. Justice will be served. And I stand with my sister. I love my sister. I didn't have to know her personally. I didn't have to know you personally, but I stand with you. I stand with my sister. And I would love for you all to stick around because I would like to share a piece of knowledge. This is just women of color expressing themselves and how they are treated and how they are done in our community. And if you would give me 1 second, I can pull this right up. Give me 1 second. Thank you all for tuning in. Yes, she was a beautiful woman, and actually, we are going to put her up right now. And always remember, you know, no matter if you agree with somebody or not, you know, it's not okay to tear someone else down. This is sad. This is sad. It's heartbreaking. It affects a community. That could have been me. That could have been somebody I knew, somebody I was close with, my family member. So let's just have a moment of silence for TT.
Jackson, one of the stars of the groundbreaking TV show Pose, here to help us bring attention to the fact that this year alone, at least 18 transgender women of color have been murdered.
It's not just murders. Countless more of my trans brothers and sisters have survived brutal attacks. It's a subject deeply personal to me as someone fighting for transgender visibility, with many in my community wondering, am I next?
Tonight,
my name is Malaysia, and you can call me Lay.
The story of Malaysia Booker, an out and proud trans woman, brutally beaten, then murdered.
Say her name.
Malaysia Booker!
My reaction, honestly, was, am I next?
Now taking a stand on the streets, on TV.
How lucky are we? We create ourselves.
And on the political stage.
Claire Legato, Malaysia Booker.
Dreams of smells, waking up with a political hangover. Can love survive an election? Beating burnout, settling down without settling.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We're back now with actress Dominique Jackson, here to highlight the often overlooked state of hate and violence against the transgender community, especially trans women of color.
It's so important because the transgender community is oftentimes marginalized in America. Our stories unheard, dismissed, and discarded. Tonight, emotional and frightening stories from the victims.
Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Smile.
When you see Malaysia, you instantly see the biggest smile.
Malaysia Booker's personality sparkles.
She's very infectious.
My name is Malaysia, and you can call me Lay.
Hey, best friend.
Out and proud. At 22, a beacon for other trans women in Dallas who admired her, like her self-appointed auntie, Jasmine.
I have been trans all these years, but I mostly lived in my house. She made me want to get out and live and just be visible.
But that visibility made Malaysia a target. In April, a minor fender bender escalating into a horrifying assault. A warning, it's difficult to watch. Bystanders capturing it all on video, quickly going viral. Malaysia later told police her attackers hurled transphobic slurs at her. This man was arrested for the beating. His lawyer tells us he intends to plead not guilty.
I get the chills coming here. The whole apartment complex was outside and nobody helped her.
After several excruciating minutes, a few women finally drag Malaysia to safety, unconscious, with a concussion and a broken wrist.
This happens on a daily. Another one of my friends got killed right up the street from here. It breaks my heart, but it's reality. As a Black trans woman, it makes me feel scared. I feel alone. I feel ashamed. I feel hopeless.
Malaysia was feeling that hopelessness too. After the beating, it was Auntie Jasmine who Malaysia asked for.
So I just started praying over her. She pulled me by my shirt and she tells me, Amy, I told you they hate us. Our own people hate us. They want us dead. I'm actually feeling very nervous right now.
A transgender woman punched and kicked in the street by a group of men, and the brutal attack is all on video.
It wasn't the first time she'd been attacked, but this time, Malaysia chose to speak out.
This time it was me, the next time it could be someone else.
But before she faced those cameras, Jessica Anderson, her best friend from long before she transitioned, helped her get ready.
When I got done with her makeup, this was the first time I ever seen my best friend look at herself and just be like, I look really, really pretty. I look like a girl. And she was really, really, really beautiful that day.
I can stand before you, whereas in other scenarios, we are at a memorial. Our time to seek justice is now. If not now, when?
A brave, beautiful moment, but Malaysia would never see justice. Just weeks after that rallying cry, in the quiet of an early morning, Malaysia was found dead.
Detectives found Booker face down early Saturday morning.
Police say Malaysia Booker was shot and killed.
Approximately 3 p.m., the victim was positively identified as Malaysia Booker.
She was left here on the side of a road.
I just really can't imagine somebody doing it to her.
Dallas police arrested this man for her murder. His trial pending. His alleged motive still unclear.
Malaysia was somebody's daughter. Malaysia Booker was human. She wanted to live like everybody else.
Malaysia is one of at least 18 trans women of color who've been killed this year alone. The real number likely higher. The data shows the trans identity of nearly 3/4 of victims is initially left out from police and media reports.
Trans rights are human rights! Trans rights are human rights!
The American Medical Association calling the violence an epidemic.
Malaysia Booker! Say her name! Malaysia Booker!
Over several months, we traveled the country, hearing similar stories of anti-trans violence.
What was your reaction to hear not one, but 2 trans women of color gunned down in a matter of months on the same street?
I was shocked. My reaction, honestly, was MNX.
But ask yourself, if it was any other community being targeted, would there be more outrage?
I feel like I'm an endangered species and I'm aware of that. But I cannot stop living.
The struggles of women like Jasmine have been largely ignored. The media spotlight has mostly been on white trans women like Caitlyn Jenner, Jazz Jennings, and Kim Petras. That's now changing, thanks to boundary-pushing shows like Pose. Now, stories about the non-white trans struggle are becoming more visible.
11 girls have been killed this year.
She would have wanted us to honor her memory.
Leading the charge for awareness, trans celebrities of color themselves, like Laverne Cox. Both Dominique Jackson and India Moore have been open about their past struggles.
I've already seen the worst of what my life could be, so it's very easy for me to stand up for myself and others without thinking too much about the risks that come with that.
The risks are something that these trans youth face daily. They come here to Casa Ruby, a safe haven in the nation's capital.
When you're in this life, It's survival of the fittest.
Many who seek shelter here say they've been kicked out of their homes for being trans.
When you've been rejected by everyone that you supposedly love, you come here to find love and support.
And have you ever been verbally abused, physically abused out in the world?
I mean, once. I mean, I got raped like 5 times, but that's something.
Bianca, that is not normal.
That's something.
But you just dismissively say,
Yeah.
I was raped 5 times.
Yeah, because I don't want to give any emotion to it, because if you don't give anything to it, then it won't grow. And I'm not trying to give no emotion to that, because it happened so long ago.
I've been followed home. I've been stalked. I've had guys try to sexually harass me in just disrespectful ways.
We wake up in a world that is not designed to support transgender people, to welcome us in school, to give us a chance to get an education. Employers are not eager to hire us.
Casa Ruby is named after this woman, Ruby Corrado, an early activist for trans rights.
My job is to restore their dignity. My number one role here is to restore everything that has been taken away from them.
But when pushed to the margins, some trans women of color turn to what they call survival sex work.
It makes us vulnerable. When we're doing it, we're looking for the next dollar. We can't really block off this person just because we feel a little scared. Girls have been stabbed and thrown out of cars.
If you don't find that nurturing that you need to survive, more than likely you will die. And most of us died before we're 30.
Zoe Spears never made it to 30. She was 23 when she was killed this past June.
This is our memorial to Zoe and Ashanti. They are the last 2 girls who lost their lives this year.
Ruby takes pictures of all the girls, like Zoe, who call this place home, for a very poignant reason.
I want to have the closest reminder, because I know that there's a possibility that they will not come back.
That's just heartbreaking.
Here on the outskirts of D.C., on a street known for survival sex work, is where Zoe took her last breath.
She was shot on her back. Can't run away from guns and hate when they live in your community.
Ruby has lost more than 30 of her girls in the past 7 years, but the hurt stings just as much every time.
I couldn't be here. I've been in her life for a long time. I've been her protector. And I couldn't save her. I couldn't keep her from losing her life.
At the end of the day, what killed Zoe Spears?
Society killed Zoe. She had a lot of dreams, and every door that she knocked, very often they will say no.
Keep recording.
When we come back,
They're threatening me and my friend. We don't say.
how a girls' night out
I'm gonna call the cops!
ended like this.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming by. I just wanted to give you all an insight on what happens in our community. Black trans women, we are not in competition with Black women. We come from Black women. That's not the case. We actually have it harder than Black women when it comes to, well, the Black woman is not going to be shunned for being lesbian. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a clap, if anything. However, this is something that we could talk about. However, we're here to talk about Tatiana Labelle. She lost her life and she was just disposed, like a paper towel. She's a black trans woman, and we want justice for her. We want justice for her. It happened in Chicago. If you know anything about it, report it to the proper authorities. And if you see violence going on with a transgender person, somebody jumping them or fighting them, step in and say, no, we cannot have this. If you see more than one person, you be that we gotta start speaking up. You know, when it's a black man that gets shot by an officer, everybody's out there. Why wasn't nobody out here protesting for this woman? As much as let's make it a big scene. I'm not saying that people weren't protesting, but let's get it live coverage when it comes to any black person, especially in our community, whether we agree with it or not. We Nobody deserves to be beat to death because of somebody else's beliefs. That happened way back in time. And we will be having a segment actually tomorrow. We're going to take it back to slavery. We're going to take it back to Black Nazis. We're going to dig a lot of stuff up so we can give you guys understanding on why it's so imperative to understand and to know and learn about your history, because it's once you know better, you do better. Once you know better, you do better. And any type of violence is not okay in my world. I don't care what color you are. I see color and I want you to see my color, okay? And I want you to see my sister as well. I want you to see my sister as well. This woman meant a lot to the community. This was somebody's daughter. This was somebody's mother. This is somebody's cousin, somebody's sister. And to be taken away from your family for a senseless act, you know, I stand with her. And I want her to, I just pray that she gets justice. And there are laws out here that protect us. Y'all don't know this is a dangerous world for a girl like myself. They can see there's so many scenarios people try to play it down. Oh, she was out here tricking people, baby. With all the technology, we are in 2022. You got T.S. Madison that has her own show and that's got a second season. She explains it. People have come on her show and explained this. Nobody's tricking anybody. These guys know how to reach out and they know where to find the girls. If they are interested, they know how to find the girls, okay? That sex work, they know how to find the girls, okay? And let's not look at the situation. Let's look at holding the person that did it accountable, holding them accountable. It could have been your loved one. It is my loved one. And let's just marinate on that. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and maybe, sound off. Sound off. We'll keep it open for a few minutes because I'm not, I am. It really disturbs me. It really makes me uneasy because she did not deserve it. Like nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to be taken up out of this world, in that way, in that manner. It's so sad. It's sad. And you know what? We are going to bring awareness to all topics. This is not just a one topic show. We're going to bring awareness to all of the topics. And actually, I'm going to pin it. And if you all know anybody that's transgender, if you have any loved ones that are transgender in your family, definitely love them. Tell them you love them, support them, and show up for them. Even if it's all right, we got our co-host in the building. Hey, Sonia, how are you?
What's going on?
Oh, girl, feeling uneasy. Just this young lady loses her life, and they found her in the garbage, in the trash. You hit your mute button, baby.
Okay, my bad. We can go to the damn phone again, but it's been going on. So like I say, around hell, since the 80s or 90s, I would say. Cause I work with a lot of trans people. When I worked in what was that, North Dallas, and it was one in particular. We was real cool. He was Hispanic. He had this long curly hair. I just think that was so cute to me. But every time we be at work and somebody harass him, I used to go out the door and be ready to fight. Like, what we doing? Why you talking to him like that? Don't do that. Cool as hell. What we doing?
So Miss Science, so when you speak about trans, her pronouns were, if she was living as a woman, her pronouns would be she. Oh.
I mean, he lived as a man, but occasionally he would dress like a female. And I used to say, "What's going on, girl?" To my no, I'm a man. Oh, I apologize because I said you dressed up as a lady. I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I think he dressed like a lady for work and stuff like that. But he still considered himself a man at that point. But he had another friend that considered herself as a lady, and she had a boyfriend. And we was at work one day. They smoking their weed. I'm drinking on the job. And then he was like, "You ain't cleaning that floor right. I suggest you get on your hands and knees and scrub the floor." I looked around like, "Wait, who are you talking to? You talking to me?" He was like, "Yeah." Yeah, the conversation went down. And then she was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know he was like that." I said, "Look, I don't have a problem with you. I got a problem with your boyfriend. So I suggest next time you come up here, don't bring him because the next time I'm going to kill him. I'm being respectable because I like you. That's your boyfriend. I'm going to keep it respectable. Next time, I won't." And I'm looking like, what's going on? Like I said, I just walk him home and everything. But we just walk home. I just make sure he got home okay and make sure nobody harassed or bothered him. And I think he's worked somewhere else. I've seen him like a couple times. But like I said, it's been going on since like 80s and 90s. They've been doing it, killing them. And you come outside and just find them like dead everywhere. And you be like, what's going on? Like, what's do people not like y'all? I always ask them, they're like, what's happening? What's going on? And he said, like, a lot of men be gay or DL and don't want nobody to know. And once somebody find out, they'll take it out on them. Like it's their fault that they like. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. But like I said, it's been going on for years. That's nothing new to me.
Yeah.
But I expect that they threw on a trash can like that. Like, why?
Yeah.
Girl, these people nowadays.
That's traumatic. And that was in Chicago. Like, I don't understand it. I'm so saddened that she had to leave up out of this world like that. And a lot of people don't know about it because a lot of people don't feel like it's coverage. They look at us as creepy people and they have their own personal beliefs. And then you have those people that are in that church and then they have their beliefs because some of my family members do that shit. They be at church, hallelujah, but then on some other shit like on after hours. It's like y'all, you don't practice what you preach. My own pastor, now I've had a relationship with my pastor, and not in that way that people might think, you know, he respected us and he looked out for us, was a mentor, was, he did what a pastor was supposed to do. And that's why I love going to church, because his message was unbiased. He came over here one day and that's when I was drinking my alcohol. And I was like, I said, let me try. He said, you don't have to do none of that. God made all that. You ain't got to do none of that. Just do it in moderation. And if you decide to change one day and give it up, that's okay too. But that's what we need, more people that supports us, that meets us where we are, that looks at us like we are human beings and that we are valuable to this nation, to this world. We were created for just as well as you was in this world, and then to sit up and take my sister out like that. Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Y'all took somebody's auntie away from them.
Because somebody sleeping with, and they didn't want to be found out, and somebody found out, and so being mad at themselves, they took it out on her. Like that fight that was in Dallas, I remember that. And them puppies, like I said, they ratchet, they ghetto as hell. They don't care who or what you are. They fighting like that. That's all the time. I'm surprised they ain't shut them apartments down. But they had found her dead. The first thing came to my mind is that man, but he wasn't guilty. We saw you on tape, bro. We saw that on national news. People over there streaming live saw all that. And she was with another trans woman, but that person took off running and left her. I didn't like that. Like, if my friend fight them, we both get jumped today.
Yeah.
But
about to wear this ass whooping out. I mean, we ass and we might take some licks too, but baby, we gonna wear this thing out. Yes.
They left. They left her. On video, you can see them running the opposite way. They were gone. And I'm like, oh, that's cold blood. That's your friend. You left your friend there. And then some other girls had pulled up and saw what was going on, and they ran out there. They're the ones that ran out there to help her.
Yeah.
And what do y'all do? Picked up off the ground and stuff like that and helped her to the car. Because the car stopped and she accidentally hit that car by mistake on purpose or whatever. And that person got out and he was mad because at first they wasn't fighting. Then you know how the crowd is. They started hyping shit up. And bam. Started fighting. Because the girls like, I apologize. I called the police, to come get a report and everything. But you know how people are. They start hyping up other people. And it went from there. And I'm like, wow.
You know what?
That's a man too. And that person, caught out. And I'm like, baby, we had to fight both of us because I'm not going to leave you stranded by all these people fighting you or trying to jump in it. We both would have got jumped. I would have came back later on that night and burnt all them bitches down, but I would have helped. We both would have got our ass that day, but I'm not going to leave you stranded like that at all. They wouldn't feel right with my conscience. Now, we ain't friends. Oh, well. So low dolo. But me and you friends, we cool. I'm not going to allow that.
Exactly.
And I don't like that people be fighting the trans men because I'm trying to figure out they don't do that with trans women. I mean, the women that change the men, I never saw that happen. It's always the men that want to be a woman, but not the women that want to be a man. I'm like, what's going on with that?
So the men that identify as trans men, I will actually be on Conscious TV tomorrow visiting with a trans man, and he's going to be explaining their world, how they live, and what obstacles they face, because I'm not really privy to their obstacles. I'm pretty sure it's the same as ours, but I haven't, I guess, had someone that I knew that was a trans man to have those personal conversations with, to get to know their struggles and things like that. But I'm pretty sure it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
I haven't heard about them wind up dead or found somewhere at all. Unless the news just not reporting it, I haven't heard
Right.
anything
So
about
I
that.
didn't think that they really had a, a situation. But I will be finding out tomorrow. It'll be on Conscious TV Sunday. I'm not sure the time, but we will definitely be on there. It'll be myself, Conscious,
And that man that was on there that was talking,
yeah.
and that older lady was tripping, and I'm like, that's why I told you. I sent you that message. Say, girl, come on, this because they over there folding. I'm like, who is this? Why is she talking like that?
Yeah.
Where the hell she come from?
And the thing is, when you recognize somebody that's kind of like over the top and just triggering, that says things to trigger, you just got to learn how to still stay on your message and push it through, and just kind of like, just hope that she gets something from your message, out of the whole engagement of the live. Hopefully at the end. Hopefully she can look it back over and see where she kind of like was kind of being a disservice and do better next time. It's all about, we're always in transition. So I'm always in transition to learn something new about myself, about life, about how to go forward, about how to engage and how to communicate. Life is an ongoing transition. I accept it.
Oh. Well, like I said, but as far as that, why she goes, like I say, anything that have to do with black people, black men, black women, or anything they got to do with their community, they really don't talk about that. If you're not white, they really don't care.
Yeah.
I would say.
And
they
it's a problem.
Find dead. It be black women, kids missing, and you don't really hear about that in Chicago. And I'm like, why they? Oh, if Becky come up missing, y'all got it all over the news.
Yeah, a white transgender person comes up missing, she's gonna be all over the news. But a black transgender woman, she doesn't really get those highlights like that. And her life is just as well as important as those other women. And to close out the show, I want to thank you all for coming out. Sonya, stay behind the scenes. I want to thank you all for coming out. Make sure you all are following Sonya's channel. Sonya, let the people know where they can follow you. This is our head security over here.
Oh Lord, y'all can follow me on my channel, which is my name. Sonya, maybe you type that in, I will pull up.
Period. All right, and on that note, we'll catch you guys next time. Actually, catch us tonight because we will be live on Smoking Pots. Grandma, grandpa, uncle, cousin, me. Period.
Hello, and thank you for coming by Keeping Up with Queen Tulsa. I am your host, Queen Tulsa. Enjoy the show. I'm so excited you are here.